Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Thoughtful Leaders, an initiative under Thoughts on Education by collegestudent.com. Today we have with us Dr. Madhumita Guha Majumdar, Professor and Program in charge of Research and Business Analytics from Wellinger School of Management, Eastport, Mumbai. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you so much, Aditya.
Yeah. So I'd like to begin the session, ma'am, by enlightening our audience with a brief introduction of yours.
Sure.
Yeah. So Dr. Madhumita Guha Majumdar has pursued a Master's of Arts in Economics from the reputed Jadavpur University, Kolkata, and her PhD in Economics. She is a UGC NET Research Fellow. Dr. Madhumita has acquired more than 24 years of teaching experience in national and international arenas, having taught various courses under the Indian, UK, USA, and African curriculum. Her subject interests include business analytics, quantitative techniques, knowledge management, consumer analytics, financial modeling, and operations research. Her current research is in information processing using artificial intelligence. Dr. Majumdar has published several papers and presented them in multiple national and international conferences. She is also a recipient of the Best Paper Award in 6 Business and Finance Research Conference held in Taiwan 2016. She has she has been awarded Diploma in Business Analytics by Harvard University in January 2021. She has also trained over 1,000 industry professionals in the fields of including employees from Mercedes-Benz, Infosys, Microlabs Limited, Agotex Private Limited, Mobily Infotech, National Stock Exchange, and many more in the areas of business analytics. We are really happy to have you, ma'am, today. Yeah, beginning with the interview, my first question to you is, could you please elaborate about the course RPA, the Research and Business Analytics at Wellinger School of Management?
Sure. First of all, let me thank you for giving an introduction about me. All right. So this Research and Business Analytics program in Wellinger, it's a skill development journey. It encompasses learning from fundamentals of statistics and probability to application of various machine learning algorithms in solving business problems. A structured thought process has gone into designing a highly comprehensive curriculum. It focuses on instilling two fundamental skill sets in students. They learn management subjects in one hand, and on the other hand, they learn analytics subjects. Other than learning marketing, finance, OB, HR, operations, management, etc., business communication, all these things, they study certain quantitative fundamentals which are essentials for analytics. They learn analytics concepts, including data visualization, structured query language, we call it SQL, various machine learning algorithms, and so on. In order to facilitate the applications of analytics knowledge in business, certain tools such as Excel, R, Python, Power BI, Tableau, and few other software are taught. The student learn how to apply analytics across business functions in terms of marketing analytics, operations analytics, analytics for finance, and so on. And finally, they integrate their learning in choosing a capstone project where they are free to choose a project from any industry vertical, such as healthcare, ITITS, BFSI, and so on. So therefore, in nutshell, what I'm trying to say is the entire takeaway from the program, actually, if we look at that entire program structure, the learning outcome is based on a few verticals. One vertical is management subjects. Second vertical is where they learn analytics concepts. Third vertical is where they learn certain fundamentals, quantitative fundamentals. The next vertical is where they learn certain analytics tools. The fifth vertical is where they learn application of analytics across business function. And the final vertical is where they integrate their learning in terms of a capstone project, and therefore, they can apply analytics in any industry vertical, right? So this is how the program is designed. And after successful completion of the program, the students earns a postgraduate diploma in research and business analytics.
Okay, ma'am. So my next question to you is, uh, what do you think is the scope of RBA in India and abroad?
Well, yeah, business analytics, as all of you know, it has very wide scope across the globe. So because every moment we generate huge data, you'd be surprised to know that in every day we generate 25 lakhs terabytes data. This data comes in from all over the place, such as social media, sensors, transactions, pictures, videos, you name anything, emails, production, anything, right? So any activity that we do with the help of technology, we leave our footprint, and in other words, we leave data, you know, for others to make use of it, right? So the growth of this data is expected to be growing exponentially in coming years, still more, right? So the biggest challenge, therefore, before any organization is how to make use of this huge data, we call it big data, how to make use of it so that it adds value to their organization. And that exactly has created huge opportunity for analytics professionals across the globe. The global economy is in need of lot of data scientists who will be able to churn through all this data and to draw actionable insights and intelligence across all verticals. I really don't want to quote any statistics regarding the number of job openings because these things are easily available on open platform and it's changing all the time. Therefore, I would like to mention the scope of analytics from two perspectives. From the perspective of a job seeker, if you are actually looking for a job, if you are looking for a job in the area of analytics with knowledge in analytics, machine learning, AI, and big data, then I can assure you next 20 to 25 years will be a booming period for a job seeker, where tech giants like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, IBM, and many other companies across all verticals and startups across the world will be interested to hire such kind of talent. In the US alone, more than 2 million jobs are to be filled up. And it's a steady state number that I'm talking about. And therefore, you understand the job market lying in the foreign market, right? In India, also rising number of startups, consumer-driven market, e-commerce boom, and billion-plus populations create huge opportunities in data analytics field. I'll just quote one report from Randstad that it says that annual salary for any data analytics professional in India is 50% more than any other IT professional. So that's the requirement and that's the demand that we see in India so far as job seekers are concerned. I'm also trying to say that even if you are an entrepreneur who is making use of data, who is ready to sell these skill sets, even the huge opportunity is there for them as well, right? Because if you are an entrepreneur with a good data science, machine learning, AI, big data related idea, then there will be plenty of opportunities for you to raise money to fuel your business growth. Just to give you a small example, in the US alone, since 2014, $6 billion of money has been generated, or profit has been generated by AI startups alone. So that's the veracity and that's the scope of data analytics that I can say.
Okay, ma'am. So this brings me to the next question. What are the specializations available for an incoming student in the RBA program offered by Billington School of Management?
All right. So far as RBA students are concerned, we offer 4 specialization, including marketing, HR, operations management, and finance. However, for other program, we offer all the 5 specializations. In addition to all these 4, we also offer analytics as specialization for other programs. However, for RBA students, we offer 4 specializations.
Okay. Yeah. So my next question to you is, How does the curriculum for RBA ensures the best practices of industries for its students?
All right. It's a very good question
Mhm.
because that's the concern for everyone, that how the best practices have been incorporated in the curriculum. So
Mhm.
what I'll do, I would tell you from essentially from three perspectives, the how the whole program is designed. So I'm talking about how the best practices have been incorporated in terms of curriculum structure. Then I'll talk about how teaching and learning actually has incorporated best practices, and finally how the students are practicing or the application of analytics. They're applying that knowledge in business, in industry. So the first one is, when you talk about designing the curriculum, the whole curriculum is designed. It's a very well thought process where, as I have just told you, that the curriculum is designed where you can see the so many learning outcomes are there. So this curriculum, when we design it, so curriculum is designed with very experienced professors, and then we get the curriculum verified by industry professionals. We have a body called Board of Studies, which is constituted by industry professionals, and therefore once the curriculum is designed with by experienced faculty, after going through the current and future needs of industry, then we discuss it and verify the curriculum by Board of Studies members, and these BOS members essentially come from industry, those who are industry leaders and industry practitioners, professionals. The second thing is, how, while delivering this, how do we incorporate best practices? So I'm talking from teaching and learning perspectives. So, while delivering the program to the students, the courses to the students, 30 to 40% of the curriculum is delivered by industry professionals. And when you understand, obviously, so they discuss and they bring a lot of use cases from industry. They discuss the best practices while delivering the lectures. That's one thing. The second is, when we follow, one of the key most important methods of teaching is we follow case study method. And this case study, and therefore these case studies come from, either it comes from use cases from industry, or we use Harvard and other Ivy League cases for students to learn. And finally, how do they apply knowledge, of this analytics in industry? The students are required to do 3 projects in industry as part of their internship. And,
Okay.
as they step into the program, they start with the first project, we call it Global Citizen Leadership Project. Second is Summer Internship Project. And the third one is Research-Based Industry Project. So all the 3 internships actually orient them how to apply knowledge what they learn in the classroom in industry, in business, and that's how we ensure best practices are incorporated in the program.
Okay, ma'am. Very well articulated. My This brings me to the next
Thank you.
question.
Yeah.
Could you please elaborate on the type of jobs offered and the companies which are coming to Vinaka School to recruit RBA students as managers? Or
Sure. Okay, I know this is a question normally the students are very much interested in,
yes.
what kind of companies recruit. Yeah, the
Mhm.
companies that hire our students primarily come from banking, insurance, technology, FMCG,
Mhm.
retail, marketing, and consultancy. By and large, I'm saying, right?
Mhm.
To name a few leading companies where we are students are actually placed. So I can say, HDFC Bank, HDFC Life, Infosys, Dell, Mahindra and Mahindra,
Mhm.
IBM, Emirates, HP, Analytica, Wipro, and
Mhm.
Honeywell. The list goes on, right?
Mhm.
So they normally, the students normally get the profile of data analyst, data analytics, or maybe that someone has done it, some internship in big data team, so they get a data science, mainly business analyst. So these are the profiles that normally the companies come with.
Okay, ma'am. So my next question to you is, could you please give any insights into which background or profile students they can apply to this RBA program?
All right. The the common mistake or notion among the student is that for pursuing analytics program, they probably need to have technical background, any kind of engineering background, or they think that knowledge of coding is a must. I would say categorically, this is a very, very baseless notion that the students perceive, right? Because the analytics is not about coding alone. I mean, if someone is developing an algorithm, then probably he or she may need to know it. But here we talk about how analytics can be applied in business, and hence we make use of the algorithms which are already available out in the market. And therefore, knowledge of coding is not at all required. Then one might say that they would have heard about some language called or tools called R and Python, which require some kind of coding. Yes, I would say those languages require minimum knowledge of coding, but it's not the knowledge of coding that C++ kind of subjects require. It is coding required knowledge of coding is very much related to the analytics concepts. So if I have knowledge of model, then I will know which coding to apply. For example, if I use a linear model, I'll use LM as coding. If I use general linear model, I'll use GLM as my code to call that function. Therefore, they need not have to worry about it. And therefore, it's not a must at all to have technical background. No need to worry about not having any technical background to pursue your analytics career.